When we talk about the history of independent India and the legislations that were passed, we often tend to overlook the contribution of Dalit women and Dr. Ambedkar. Many modern-day laws around abortion, equal wages and divorce have their roots in these resolutions that were passed by the Dalit women legislators and Babasaheb. So in this Feminist Archive video, we take a deep dive into the anti-caste feminist legislation and understand its importance in contemporary times. In 1942, the All India Depressed Classes Women's Conference was held in Nagpur with the participation of over 25,000 women from the Dalit community. At this conference, Dr. Ambedkar made a speech stressing the importance of education for Dalit women and of their presence in the public sphere through more Dalit women's organizations. Sulochana Bai Dongre and Ramabai Ranade, two pioneering Dalit leaders, were associated with the All India Women's Congress prior to the commencement of the All India Depressed Classes Women's Conference. However, Sulochana Bai, along with Ramabai and other Dalit feminists, chose to leave the All India Women's Congress as a result of social inclusion faced by Dalit women when upper caste women asked them to eat separately. The All India Depressed Classes Women's Conference was theorizing caste and gender before the conception of the word intersectional feminism came about. One of the many demands strongly put by the women present at the conference was free and compulsory education for girls from depressed classes. Forwarding the message of Savitribai Phule, Dalit women also recognized the importance of education in understanding oppression and how education becomes a weapon against the social order. The establishment of hostels in each province with the ability to accommodate at least 100 girls was listed as one of the foremost concerns, which is still deeply connected with the Ambedkarite emphasis on education. The second most important conversation started by the Dalit women legislators was the conversation around reproductive health and birth control. Sulochana Bai Dongre was a pioneer on that front. She led the way forward to ensure a dignified life for Dalit women, highlighting a convergence between public and private self. She enforced the idea of women having control over their bodies and their reproductive rights. The Depressed Class Women's Conference also passed the resolution that entailed that women's right to divorce her husband be recognized by law. The women legislators demanded that the rights of women in the society to give divorce to their husbands be recognized by law and necessary changes be made. The changes in the laws that were eventually made have had a huge impact on contemporary politics and how society views women's rights in marriage. Another important resolution that was passed at the conference was with regards to the working conditions for female labourers in mills, beedi factories, municipalities and railways, and their entitlement to casual leaves, adequate compensation and pensions. The resolution called for 21 days of casual leave, adequate compensation to their children in cases of injury or death, and equal wages for all workers. The resolution has played a key role in forging the present-day labour laws in the country. Yet another resolution that was also brought about by Dalit women legislators and Ambedkar was the appointment of female supervisors for female workers in the mills. They also demanded that seats in all legislative and other representative bodies be reserved for women from depressed classes and for an All India Scheduled Caste Women's Federation to be established. These are a few feminist legislation amongst many that were brought about by Dalit women along with Dr. Ambedkar in an attempt to create a just and fair society. However, like many other institutions initiated by Dr. Ambedkar, All India Depressed Classes Women's Conference also eventually fell apart after his death in 1956. While history has time and again attempted to erase their contribution to the modern-day Indian constitution and society, their contribution to the legislation and law in our country remains unparalleled.